Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. Well. I hadn't seen you for 2 days. I hope you're doing really well with your stitching and you're ready for more today. And indeed, today, I did it, didn't I? I did it. My paper only challenge. I did it. It was glorious. Yes, I completed my challenge, and I finally, the last session, I made my final stretch of to the finish line, and I did it. Okay, and today I'm back in 2026. What? What do you mean I didn't do it? Yeah, I did. Weren't you here? Yes, my 7 day paper chart challenge. I did it. I finished. With glory. Yes, I'm very proud of myself. I finally did it. I thought I didn't have it in me, but I did, and it was 7 days, guys. Who said 10 days? No, it was 7 days, and I did it. I did it, and it was really fun, and I'll definitely do it again, maybe sometime in the next century. Okay, right. So today, back in 2000, crafty thought it was 10 days. Oh, that was obstacle illusion. Okay, no, you probably read it wrong. It was 7. It was 7. Okay, guys, stop it. What do you mean, Sarah? You said 10 days. I didn't. I say 7. I know 7 and 10, sometimes they sound a little bit similar, okay? And Tracy, no exclamation marks. Yes, time is a construct. There's no real time. So 10 days, 7 days is kind of the same, isn't it? Linda says, I'm so proud of you. You did not get one paper cut. No paper cut. And there are other types of injuries. So internal injuries. And yes. All right then. Yeah, guys, okay, I will confess, all right. I did 7 days, all right, and I decided that was it, because I thought, I felt like I probably learned everything I could with paper chart. What do you think? From day one, by day 7, I was definitely improved. I was definitely improving in terms of my marking technique. But the problem is, my focus was really on marking, how to mark my chart. I wasn't focusing on stitching. It was a little bit distracting. All right, 7 days. Okay. And yes, but I feel stronger. And oh, nothing escapes the chat. I was hoping no one would notice, and yes. So, I just thought, well, I've done 7 days of that and I have fun. So it was time for me to jump on time machine and back to 2026, back to the future. And here I am, I miss a little bit of my technology there. I miss my Saga, and Saga was calling me saying, where have you been? So I had to take action, okay? So here I am. We are 7. Oh dear. No, Santa says, no, the title of your first paper live is the challenge 10 days. Damn those texts. Yes, I'm going to go back and change all of them. Erase the evidence. Okay, guys. And I'm always really honest with you. And okay, I didn't do it. But 3 days, who cares, And 3, 0, kind of the same. And so here we are today through the wormhole. I'm back to current time where you are, okay? So come and join me. Some of you probably still in 1982, but I'm today at this moment in time. I'm in 2026, okay? But I did bring some artifacts from the past. Let me show you what's happening here. Can you see this? Yes, I'm going to miss Paper Cam, okay? I'm going to miss Paper Cam. But Paper Cam is very happy. And Paper Cam is very happy back in 1982. But look at this. I brought these with me in a time machine, all right? This is how people used to do it back in those days. And I have fun doing it. Look at these beautiful highlighters. I mean, you know, those people making highlighters and, you know, like they have to sell the highlighters to some people eventually. You know, if it's like us, everything's digital, then, you know, they have nowhere to go, do they? So have compassion. Look, these beautiful highlighters. So these are the day-to-day progress I made. This was my first one. Look at this. Look at the mess here. I was trying to mark everything with permanent marker, and it just, you know, very clumsy, very clumsy. But let me see, which one was the last day? The last day, I was doing really well. Which one was my final, my final? Oh, this was the final day when I completed my 7-day paper chart challenge. Okay, look at the difference. Can you see the difference? Can you see? Hang on. Let me bring the first one and the last one. Can you see the difference? One is color, one is black and white, but with beautiful markers. So very different in terms of the way I marked. Day one, you know, my final day in the past. And I enjoyed it. I think it gave me some insight on, you know, how I can make it work if for any reason I have to work with paper chart, you know, again, next century, okay? And but I'm really happy to come back to the current time, and I'm very happy to see Saga again. It's really, really nice. As I said, it was a boot camp, you know, and it's almost like you strap heavy objects on the body and move, you know, kind of change the baseline a little bit. So today I'm going to be flying, okay, guys? And brace yourself, brace yourself. Today I'm going to be stitching so fast. You're going to go, slow stitch who? Me. Okay, and I need to find my magnets. I have one more missing there. I suppose to have two. Even though it's 2026, I still need 2 magnets. So let me grab another one. See, I don't even know how to do it properly anymore. You know, in a modern time. I need my 2 magnets, you know. And today I'm also very happy to welcome back my needle board, because my needle board for the previous few days the spot was occupied by the paper cam. Oh, I know, guys. I know you missed the paper cam, okay? Me too. And I will be writing, not emails. There's no emails back in 82, but I'll be writing I'll send some pigeons over. How's that? Time traveling pigeon, and carrying my message to paper cam. And I'm sure paper cam is very happy over there. Very happy over there. But today, you know, and to welcome myself back to the future, to the current time. And I'm going to be stitching this slightly trippy piece, okay? This is a piece of artwork by Collin Thompson. And if you're not familiar with him, he's quite big in the jigsaw puzzle world as well. And his work currently, the only pattern I know, only patterns, shall I say, his artwork is only being seen as cross stitching patterns, only by charts. Seriously, only charts I've seen by GeckoRouge. And GeckoRouge, if you're not familiar with GeckoRouge, look them up. Look them up. Okay. So Collin Thompson, I think he's exclusive. Sort of, GeckoRouge. So let me show you the markup here, okay? I'm just so excited back to current time. I've got all my technology back. Here we go. This is the full artwork. And your eyes just don't know where to go. But overall, it's just such a interesting, such a fun piece. And when I first saw it, on GeckoRouge's website, I just fell in love with it. It took me a while, to get my head around, and also to kind of make up my mind to buy this massive kit. And but I did. It was back in 2023 in the beginning. And, I've been working on it since then. But, there's ups and downs with this project. This is the second start after 2.5 years working on the piece. I restarted it. But I'm very happy currently. I know there's still a couple of things I need to take care of. And, I do not dare to mention the F word, okay? And but currently, I'm just happily moving forward. And let me show you. Oh dear, yes, it's been a little while. Let me show you my saga. Dun dun dun. Dramatic music. Yes, my saga is back. Okay, so let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, me and Saga. Yes, we had a little bit of reunion here. We both, shed a little bit of tears, and it was really, really moving. And so here we go. So this is the entirety of the piece. Just look at how big it is. I have to keep zooming out. Yes. So this is the whole piece, okay? And look at me at the bottom there. Okay, it's going to take a little while. I will not lie to you, but, I will get there. Now I have the technology of 2026. So, so today, oh yes, I want to show you the stats. Yes. So this piece, let me just show you the stitch counts, okay? Not stitch count, the dimensions. Just to show you how big it is. So it's over 1,114 cross and 815 down. So this is bigger, much bigger than regular supersize pieces from Heaven and Earth. And not quite double supersize, okay? But quite big. And let me come back. And here, oops, 1.21%. Hang on. Let me just... My 2026 technology is not very happy. I've got a very, very old iPad, just so you know. It's ancient. Every day I'm just so surprised it's still working. And at some point, it's going to just go to sleep. So 1.21% upper left of the screen there. And also it's got 149 stitch sort of colors, just under 150. And today, yes, Susan, I'm doing it. Yes, I'm going to start a new sprint, okay? I'm going to start a new sprint. I'm doing it, Susan. And here we go. All right. This is a little counter here that's going to capture all the stitches I'm going to be doing today. I know the last, when I was back in the 1982, we couldn't do this, could we? So this is really, really nice. And we get to know the stitch count. I'm going to be flying today. Okay, guys, I'm going to be flying. So here we go. Let me come back here. So with my counter, and, it's very responsive, my iPad. Let me just bring on my chat. Oh dear, it doesn't want to do it. Hello. Let me just restart my Saga here. Saga is Saga is having a little, being a little bit moody right now because, I've been away for so long. It's not happy. Hang on. Okay. So, guys, great to see you. I know I had not seen you for 2 days because, life has been, life's got slightly different plans. So yesterday I was running really, really late. I was, tried to rush back for the evening stream and then gave up when I was in the traffic. I was on a bus and I thought, well, I don't want to, kill myself doing this. Really. So I decided to take it slow, not to scream at the bus driver and the traffic, and just, took a deep breath and decided to take a rest yesterday and come back today, which is a very good idea. Okay. And let's have a look. Sarah, great to see you, Sarah. And, Sarah says, hello, working on whiskers midday today. I feel like I probably missed a whole bunch of chat here. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, let's have a look. Yes, it is Sarah. Sarah is the first one to report to the chat here. And Crafty is also here as well. Hello, hello, Crafty. Tabby Cat and Grace as well. Grace is questioning whether it's 10 days. All right, Grace, it was 7. Okay, I did well, didn't I, Grace? Are you proud of me? I'm slightly proud of myself. And I didn't know I was going to last. To be honest, on day 5, I was pretty sure I was able to do 10 days. Day 5. But you know what broke me? It was day 6. If you go back to watch day 6, I was working on, which one was that? Vibrant Fusion. And it was quite confetti. And that session broke me, I was, at the end, my hands were moving. I was like just, pretending I was stitching because I was exhausted. And Marsha is also here as well. Good morning. And Marsha from Australia. Marsha has got a wonderful view outside the window, hasn't she? And so nice. And Ace is also here, and our lovely Rajao as well. And also Jojo is also here. Great to see you. And Emma, hello, hello. And Kelly as well. And who else have we got here? Oh, we have 2 Kelly. Kelly, the quilt lady, and also Kelly Walker as well. Oh, yes, when we have a duplicated names, I need to make sure who is who. And Susan, of course, is here watching every move Yogi's making. I did it. Okay, Susan, I've got a counter going. And Daria as well, and Sanat, of course, laughing at Yogi. Okay, keep laughing. And Linda as well, and Suki, hello, hello. And Amanda, Guy Lane from Australia as well, isn't it, Guy Lane? And it's always nice to see Australian friends because there's kind of slightly, in an awkward position with the time zone, versus the time we're streaming. So it's always great to see. And Marsha as well, isn't it? And Tracy, hello. And Mary Solas is also here as well. Great to see you. And Heather House as well. And Clara, great to have you back. Oh, I miss you guys. And who else have we got? Pink, Nanam. Pink Nanam, my brain is fried. And Alison is also joining us as well. Alison is in Scotland, okay? And I think Scotland is having a little situation with the weather. You had a massive hailstorm. I think Alison posted a clip on our Facebook group. It looked huge. It looked like, the ice cubes were really, really big. And stay indoor, you get smashed by ice cubes. And Marlene as well. Marlene, welcome. And Cindy, great to see you. And Laura, great to see you, Laura. And McLaren, and Lynn as well. Hello. And who else have we got? Love Drunk and Mandy Moran. Oh, I'm going to get to the end. And Kathy as well. And up to date with everybody here, and Solar as well. Good to see you. And Stitching Jerry, great to see you. And Stargazer, and Betty Hankins, thank you. And Cedric is also here, watching every move I make. Canada, sorry, Guy Lane is from Quebec. Canada, I get mixed up. Great to see you. And everybody from different time zone, right? But we're here to stitch on a single stitching time zone. And that's yogi time, all right? And so today, my plan is to focus on this area, really. And this is a focal point for the last few sessions. And I'm going to keep going, actually, because there's still quite a bit on the left here I can fill in. The empty area around here is pretty much all 310, like dot stitches. So I kind of dip in, in the beginning or maybe the end of the session just to fill in a little bit. I don't stay here for too long because I get bored with a single color. And then over here, this explosion of different colors. So I'm really, really looking forward to work with it. And today I've got my needle board back as well. So things are going to be a lot easier. So this piece, this project, second time around. The first time I worked on it on 25 counts, but this time I'm working on 28 counts, okay? Really light fabric here. And also, second time I'm starting from the bottom, as you can see on my chart there. Let me zoom in. And doing full crosses. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my needle and start. So I think I'm gonna start with in a good old-fashioned way. I'm gonna do a little bit of a 310, and just want to catch up with everybody here. Travis, hello, great to see you. And guys, let me know what you're working on, okay? And for the paper girls, say hello to Paper Camp for me, okay? If you're in 1982, say hello to Paper Camp for me. But I'm over here now, okay? And I'm gonna work with my saga here. And also, because I was using my iPhone for paper cam, I couldn't use my iPhone to check a Facebook group. We're doing the stream, so today I will be able to do that if we are going to, look at something. So let's have a look. GeckoRouge, if you're not familiar with them, they've got they supply everything, okay? This fabric, second time around, I got it myself, but if you buy the whole kit, they give you fabric, all the thread that you need, more than you ever need. And also, what else do they give you? Fabric, and of course the chart as well. So I've got my needle board here. I really miss my needle board. And so I'm gonna go for now I can select my my thread color. So I'm gonna go for 16, which is 310, I believe. So I've got all the floss came with GeckoRouge as well, and they supply DMC colors. So is it 16? Okay, 16. Oh, I'm running a little bit low here. I'll have to top it up very soon. So 16. Sound Stitching is still in 1982 paper chart here. Yes, I in some way I'm really sort of, I have a lot of respect for stitchers working with paper. It's a very different kind of operation, but it probably just shows that we're so it's really easy to adapt to convenience, and it's very hard when that's taken away from you, isn't it? Because I think with all our paper girls or paper stitchers here, they probably they probably never use apps, so they have nothing to compare to. So they're very happy just working the way they do, and they can do it really, really well. I think if you, do it with a certain method, a certain setup, you just learn how to do it without having to think about it. So I have a lot of respect for people who can make it work in the long term. I did 7 days, okay? I did 7 days. And also because my 7 days were very spread out, because I did like actual, sessions. And so it seemed like I've been in 1982 for a long, long time, maybe nearly 2 weeks. Good old fashioned. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. I love these colors. Barlow, yes, Gary Barlow the bunny is here. Says, I love this pattern, Yogi. Me too, me too. I know it's a little bit mind-bending, quite trippy, but I love it because every single time I stitch it, I discover something new. And it's great fun. I've had this pattern for over 3 years. And Alyssa is also here as well. And Suzanne has also joined us. Susan is working on Frederick, the Literate, the Dimensions Kit. And Kathy's working on, is it Lenate kit this afternoon? I'm using paper pattern and not full coverage. Oh. I think we do have probably more paper stitchers than we imagine because, for a while you just think everybody is using Pattern Keeper. But it's not true. And particularly, if you do non-full coverage projects, it's not that critical if you don't have Pattern Keeper or Saga to you. It's probably a little bit more workable if you're doing non-full coverage. Gayla, hello, great to see you. And if there's anybody I have not said hello yet, give me a little wave. Motiz Stitcher, hello. It's been a little bit. I hope you're well. And Motiz Stitches from Mota. How nice to see you. Great supporter of the channel. And Marlene says, I'm working on Huggable from Randall Spangler from Haid. It's the last 414 stitches, and it's finished. No kidding, Marlene. We have to celebrate. We have to celebrate. For a while, I've forgotten how to mark my saga. Since I started stitching, and since I have saga, I have not gone nearly 2 weeks not using it as a markup tool. So I have to remember how to do it. It's so strange. Guy Lane is working on Garden and Friends by Cross Stitch Meadow. Oh, right. So Betty is a hybrid. Betty's a paper and app stitcher. I think some of you are like that, but it's just the switch is quite, you know, because you're working you've got very different setup if you're working with paper versus using an app. The mindset is different as well, because you're so relying on the app to search for symbols for you. And you can't do that when you're having papers. And to be honest, even though I did 7 days, I have to confess, okay, full transparency, I did not have to work with the full thread list, because I only printed out the threads within sort of a highlight box that I was working in. So I didn't have to deal with 240 colors at a time. You know, you have to scan through the full thread list to find the symbols in reality. But I didn't have to do that. I only had a selection of them. Travis says, I've been a paper pattern stitcher for almost 2 years. I mean, Travis' situation, because I don't know where to position stamp kits, though, because stamp kits, yes, you are working kind of, if you consider the pattern, you know, the canvas itself is almost like a paper pattern. It's a little bit different, because Travis, you don't have to look up thread numbers all the time, do you? Because you are following the symbols on your canvas. So stamp kits, they're kind of in a slightly unique position. I think I probably missed one row here. It's so strange to mark with an app. Alison says weather was a bit all over the place. Had thunder and lightning too, and some area snow. Really? In Scotland? Was it really hot just 2 weeks ago? Did you have a heat wave like London? Because London, I knew it wasn't going to last for very long, but we had about 2 week long heat wave here, and then gradually sort of, you know, cooled down a little bit. And the last few days it's been rainy. I think it was just raining just now. All over the place as well. This is more typical. This is more typical kind of, you know, May, June kind of weather. But I think it's going to get hot again by the end of the week. But no snow so far. Mila says, I've been doing paper patterns for 26 years. I don't know how you can do that. I couldn't even last for 10 days, Mila. Yes, I have fun though. You know, as I said, by day 5, I was feeling quite confident, because I felt I was, you know, finding my flow there. But by day 6, when I was doing very confetti, no, it wasn't vibrant fusion. It was, which one was that? What was day 6? Day 6, I was doing, oh yes, toys, vintage toys. Oh, that pattern broke me. It's a very confetti, you know, pattern in some areas, but with apps you can kind of manage it, you know. with particularly with methods like color flow. But color flow with paper chart, oh dear, it was a little bit brutal. It was a little bit brutal. So the process was quite taxing, you know, for the brain. And also I was just trying to manage, figure out where to stitch. And I think that kind of broke me slightly. So the following day, so the final session, day 7, I was trying to do a sort of, you know, easygoing 14 count, but it kind of didn't help. Kind of didn't help that much. Barlow says, don't use a marker pen on your saga yogi. I nearly did. It's just a muscle memory for 7 days. I have to play with those, you know, markers. But I'm glad I did my little bit, you know, to support the highlighter industry. Because, you know, if it wasn't because of that, there's no reason for me to buy highlighters at all. So I did my little bit for the highlighter industry. Travis says, I'm hoping the live stream will get rid of my migraine. special healing power from Yogi to you, okay? It's a promise. Travis says, when the symbols are blurry, referring to the stamp kits, I have to refer to the paper quite a bit. And I heard a lot of times the symbols, they don't match, do they? That is so strange. Why would they give you paper charts that have symbols, they're not matching what's on your canvas? That's so strange. And A says, I've been a paper chart stitcher for 31 years. So this is like a competition. And yes, Marlene, not Marlene, Ace, I've been a paper chart stitcher for 7 days. Dun, dun, dun. I think I won. It was 7 days, but it was spread out in over 2 weeks. I think the difference is when I'm stitching with an app, my focus is on stitching. When I'm stitching with paper charts, my focus is on the paper chart. So, you know, stitching is just kind of byproduct. One more row. I'm going to do more than 60 today. Bluebell says, is there something you learned from this challenge, Yogi, that you can implement with your digital stitching? First of all, as suggested by the chart, by the chat, do not use highlighter on your iPad, okay? So I'm trying to be mindful because it's very tempting to just grab my highlighters and start marking. What do I learn from it? I think probably most valuable thing I learned was it wasn't as fearful. It wasn't as scary as I thought, because, you know, being a really sort of a digital person, even before I discovered Pattern Keeper, I was, you know, using PDF sort of readers for paper charts. I would take a picture of them, basically doing everything I could to escape from having to deal with paper charts. So I would take pictures of them. I would use digital markers, you know, from the PDF apps, and doing very similar things that I did with papers. But of course, I had the advantages of not having to, you know, having to draw manually, and I could undo and do all sorts of things that you couldn't do with physical papers. So it's kind of halfway, sort of hybrid, but, you know, I think even though you're looking at a sort of digital paper chart, so to speak, but it's a lot easier, isn't it? If you're working with PDFs. So they're not quite the same. They're not quite the same. But I think what I learned most is, if next time I have to work with paper charts, I will not be as nervous about it because I've done it. And also I try to stitch, you know, with paper, using paper, stitching very confetti pieces, like, you know, vintage toys. Did I do it with Vibrant Fusion? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. But I think Vibrant Fusion will probably be quite confetti to work with as well. And also, I know it's workable with parking, because I had this idea in my head that, you know, if you're doing full coverage, particularly with parking, it's just, you know, not workable with paper charts. But I know that's not true. So I think it's about, you know, demystifying a lot of ideas in my head, certain perception of, you know, what it can or cannot do. Grace says, now you will have the highlighters ready to go on your next paper pattern marathon. Okay, paper pattern marathon. When will that be? Oh dear, probably 2045 or something like that. Yes. It's on the calendar, okay? Let me take a sip of my coffee here. I hope you're drinking something nice as well. Alison says, had a warm weather the other week, but this past week is torrential rain, to get nicer again next week. Yeah, same here, even though in London it's not as drastic, probably. It has been a lot colder, and it's quite challenging for yoga studios, because a lot of air conditioning is kind of computerized. So they set certain timing for whether, you know, to adjust the temperatures for different classes. And you know, in the past few weeks, they have they have made everything very cool because it's been really hot outside. But the past week, members were complaining about being cold because the temperatures is just too low. They have not turned it back on. It's just not intelligent enough to readjust by itself. So it's a bit of a ups and down. I'm gonna stitch until I run out of the thread here. And these, 310 stitches, they have to be done. They have to be done. It's just, I don't want to spend like a whole session doing it. I get bored. But it's a nice warm-up. Travis says the next Pokemon I'm going to be working on has red X and a red arrow symbol. And they look like red circles. They look interesting, don't they? So a lot of imagination to design those Pokemons. Linda says, I found that on stamp cross stitch stitch patterns, I think, sometimes the color on the paper does not match the color that's on the canvas. So you have to actually look at the chart. Why don't they give you something that's matching? I wonder. It's so strange. Why will a chart just do something totally different? Solar says the chatelaine I'm working on is sort of like that. Symbols do not match. The chart will give you a symbol, but it's not the legend, and square color is not in the instruction. Why do they do it like that? Is there a reason? That is so odd. They're just trying to confuse you. Linda says 50 years paper. I think Linda might be the champion here. And Linda probably never. So I think it's probably easier if you never transition to digital, because once you discover something that's kind of more convenient, human nature is that your entire body start to kind of adapt to the convenience, and after a while it's very hard to go back to something that requires more effort. So I think, maybe the best way to stay as a paper, to work with paper is to only work with paper charts. So your mind, your brain is kind of oriented in a certain way. Because my brain, for the whole period working with paper, is trying to convert it to work the same way as the digital apps, the pre-selection and stuff like that. Is basically how my brain works when I work with digital. Even though Saga doesn't really allow pre-selection, but you could, like I'm doing here, is to zoom in to focus on the area I'm working on. Because if I zoom out, literally you have to know where you're stitching. Sometimes you could probably get it wrong, but even though I can't really pre-select like Pattern Keeper, I can just zoom into the area that I'm focusing on. So it's very hard to mess up, really. So Sana has question about painting fairy and do the symbols on a fabric and a paper match. Well, I hope so. I don't know. I've never, I'm not familiar with painting fairy, so maybe the chat will know. But it's so strange. Why wouldn't they make them match? Why would they want to confuse you like that? Because I've heard it mentioned by stamp kit stitchers many times. Elisa says Yogi learned that if the zombie apocalypse happens, she can still stitch. Yes, exactly. I was training for apocalypse. Basically, you know, when there's no electricity, and you know, you can probably still find papers, and I can still stitch. Well, imagine if there's no electricity for whatever reason, okay, post-apocalypse, and everything that's digital, because everything is digital right now. Everything, all the content, visual, audio, and also currency, everything's digital. So if the electricity goes, literally everything disappears. But the physical items will still be there. Papers will still be there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And maybe some DMC as well, some DMC floss. All right, this is going to be my last row. So I'm just preparing myself, you know, fully equipped to work, to be able to stitch post-apocalypse. Last stitch here. Gonna end it. It's quite strange to kind of, you know, being able to focus on stitching, not having to draw stuff with my right hand. Lovely. All right, where shall I go next? I'm going to move to the right side here a little bit more. Hey, Joyce. Travis says Marek is really starting to tease. We caught him biting coffee table the other morning. Oh dear. Marek, you know, when it comes to food, coffee table is not really on the menu, okay, Marek? I think Marek's probably learned that just by chewing. Maybe Marek thought the table was actually a block of giant chocolate, you know, a giant block of chocolate. All right, let's have a look. Let's come over here, because now I have the app. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna go and do this one. 27. 27. Oh, hang on. Maybe I do have it. Yes, I do have it on my needle board. I forgot I've got a needle board. Got one threaded already. Jojo has a question. Let me see if I can highlight it. So Jojo says, I've just started stitching from the front. Any suggestion to prevent the floss from knotting? So stitching from the front, do you mean managing, starting and ending from the front? Because most people stitch from the front. Just kidding, just kidding. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So maybe the chat can help. Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Amanda says, you will be bored by my project, Yogi. It's only 3 colors. Oh, dear. Maybe that's a relief, you know, if you're working on paper chart, 3 colors is great. I love that. What's up? Someone is raising the alarms? What's happening? Have I done something? Hello, Chivers. You made it, indeed. Chivers says, I was having birthday lunch with my 4-year-old nephew. Oh, happy birthday to the nephew. So what happened there? Someone was raising fire alarm. I'm correct, right? From here. One, two, three. Yes. And Shayla, hello. Shayla Bell says, hi. In my limited experience of stamp kits, the paper shows the real thread colors with a symbol for clarification. The fabric has a lot of garish, unrelated colors. Huh? Well, the question is, doesn't matter, you know, how they, you know, design the symbols. Why don't they just make the paper chart reflect what's on the canvas? Wouldn't that be easier? What's up? Who is hitting that the fire alarm? What's happening? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Bluebell says, I think you need to remove row. A row of 310 from the app. There is 1 line too many. Really? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes, I got a bit too king and I marked extra line for some reason. So maybe some of the stitches on the left here I used for reference was not correct, because I was thinking, because I remember marking 1 extra line, extra row, because I thought maybe I missed it. Hang on, it's okay. I can remove it. Let's have a look. Let me show you what's happening here. We're talking about this row, right? So it looks slightly different. You're quite right. You're quite right. Let me unmark it. How's that? Now it's matching, right? Oh, nothing escapes the chat. Seriously, this is why I miss paper cam, because it's a lot harder for the chat to follow. So I can, you know, freestyle sometimes. No one is paying attention because it's so messy. Got it. I got it. Thank you so much, Bluebell. Now I can come back here. It's a lot easier to, you know, if I mark extra stitches or less, it's a lot easier to work with the app rather than having to undo stitches. It's a lot harder. It's all good now, right? Give me a thumbs up. Here we go. Jojo says, I've been on paper since early 70s. Never knew about digital options, but I might transition. Yes, I think, you know, it's always great to try different way of stitching, isn't it? But the danger is, the warning, okay, Jojo, once you transition to digital, it might be much harder to go back to paper. What do you think? So for the hybrid stitchers, is it hard to kind of, you know, try to transition back and forth? I try to be more relaxed about the thread I carry over the distance. This is quite far for me. What's up? I see a fire alarm again. Oh, did I do one extra here? All right, all right, all right. Should I undo it? It's right here. I know. I was getting too excited. Yes, all right, all right. I get it. I get it. I get it. You're talking about this one, right? That one's supposed to be something else. Someone's watching for sure. Yes, I got it. I got it. Let's see who's raising the fire alarm this time. Right. Oh, the thread is not very happy. It doesn't want to be reversed. All right then. Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, to be honest, you know, maybe the color is very different, very similar. It takes a lot more to undo the stitches. All right. That one's supposed to be something else, right? I get it. I get it. Sarah says meditations made me sleepy and took a nap earlier. Now I'm stitching away. Yes, well, you know, meditation can be very, very relaxing. And I always say that unless you're driving, okay, or maybe operating heavy machineries, if your body says go to sleep, then you follow the body's guidance. You know, if the body, if you feel sleepy, if you can, take a nap. Because your body is telling you they need some sleep. And I try to take short naps whenever I can. And I felt great. Sometimes, you know, the other day, literally, I was on the way to one of the studios. I had to get on the bus. I was feeling quite tired, actually. I was feeling quite sleepy. So I think I probably dozed off on a bus, you know, for about 10 minutes. But it was one of the best sleeps I ever had. 10 minutes. I managed to wake up and I felt great. Okay then, I'm not going to take it over there. I'm going to end it, and then there are two little stitches just over there I want to do. This is just two too many stitches for me to carry over. I can't do it. My mind is resisting. So I'm going to end it and then just take it over there and restart. I don't mind it. Amanda says, I do some digital now, but I still find paper easier. I do like digital for a couple of charts I'm doing, and I think being hybrid offers me the best of both worlds. But how do you choose? How do you choose which one to work with? You know, why do you choose to work with apps with some? I mean, some projects, yes, you have to work with paper because they come in paper forms. But which projects that that made you decide to go digital? I can see a primarily digital stitcher occasionally work with paper because simply because it's a paper chart. But if you're a paper stitcher, what makes you want to work with digital apps with some projects? Very nice. 27 going back. Suki says it's not hard, just mindset and adjustment. Yes, I think it's about getting your entire body and your brain to work with, to kind of tune into the paper way of working. It's different. I think it's much harder if you switch back and forth every day. Well, I don't know, maybe that maybe it works for some people, but I think if you're that's why I wanted to do 10 days, not 3 days, because 3 days, looking back, by day 3, I was still exploring, how to mark charts. But I think 10 days in my mind was long enough that I was able to establish some sort of, sustainable workflow. And I think by maybe day 4, I was feeling, comfortable. I was feeling comfortable. I was feeling like, hey, if I had to stitch with paper charts permanently, I'll probably be okay. Until I stitch vintage toys too. I think if with vintage toys, it's a combination of a lot of confettis, but also I was doing color flow. I think color flow has so many color changes. You park, you switch, you park. It's a lot more than just short distance cross country and then park, like Blue Suit method. Blue Suit is kind of slightly more relaxed color flow. I think you go mini cross country and then you park, whereas color flow, literally, there's no cross country. You stick with the edges, and it's doable with apps because you can switch really fast. And also, I have a needle board with me as well. But without a needle board, without the app, color flow is very challenging, very challenging. All right, next one. Let me pick this one here. 4 stitches. Of 104. 104. Bluebell. Yes, Bluebell is the, Bluebell today is on duty, okay? To watch yogis every single move. Well done, Bluebell. Betty says, Yogi, just don't fall asleep while being live. I know. I know. It hasn't happened that much recently, but when I started stitching, when I started live streaming, and then for a while, I was doing quite late sessions. I don't know whether you guys remember, if you've been with the channel for a while. For a moment, for a short period, okay, I was teaching evening classes, and then came back home and continue to stream. So it would have been, I think it was about 11 to midnight UK time. And I'll carry on until about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. for a little while, because I was on daily stream streak. I didn't want to break it. I want to keep going, nowadays I'm a little bit more sensible, if I teach in the evenings, we have a break with the stream. But, for about 6 months time, 6 months period, I was streaming every single day, and also including late night as well. And to be honest with you, there were few sessions I was this close to closing my eyes and start dozing, but of course you couldn't tell. Luckily, I just kept talking. But yes, if my hands stop, if you start hearing snoring, that would be me. That's not Dolly. But because I was trying to keep the daily streaming going, and then it got to the point I just realized I have to be sensible, because I'm here for the long haul. I wanted to last, and so I didn't want to overdo it. I burned myself out. Sola says, I have the best dreams during power naps. I once dreamed I was assigned to go into outer space for work. Oh my God. Sometimes when you have the shortest naps, but you have vivid dreams, don't you? Do you ever do that? Because you're in such a deep sleep, and but dreams, I think dreams, even when you have 7 hours sleep, when you dream, literally the dream only takes I don't know, very short time, maybe even few seconds. But a lot can happen during the dreams. It's fascinating. And sometimes, I have such vivid dreams when I woke up. I literally had to check, because I have had dreams that certain names were mentioned. For instance, I meet someone by a certain name, and for some reason, it was really vivid in my dream. And I had to wake up and try to figure out if I actually knew somebody with that name. Dreams like that, really strange. 104. Monique, hello. Great to see you. In the paperhood. Monique in the paperhood. Monique since 1982. Yes, for those of you who are saying hello from 1982, hello back to you. Say hello to Papercam for me. Linda, you only did 7 days, you didn't do 10 days. Oh, Linda. All right, let me pick the next color. Oh, I just can't believe how easy it is to pick colors. I don't have to scan through like, 100 different symbols. All right then, 1, 4, 5. One, 4, 5. Cassie says I'm trying to use less digital in my life. When using paper, I notice I'm using different parts of my brain. I'm more relaxed using paper sometimes, and it's hard with max color projects. Yes, interesting. So you find it more relaxing. So what do you do when you work with max colors? Are you less relaxed, I presume? Yet, to be honest, once I figured out the best way for me to mark, paper patterns, because everybody's different, isn't it? I kind of tried in my head before I started. I thought about it one way, but once I started doing it, I realized a lot of it didn't work for me. So, I had to find different ways that work for me. And once I found it, it was quite relaxing for a little bit until I started color flow. But with confetti, I think if you're working with paper charts, the best the best method is probably cross country. Try not to park, because if you park, well, it depends on how you park really, but maybe cross country and then park is a lot better. If you're doing row by row with paper charts, it's probably quite challenging. Any method requires a lot of color changes is going to be challenging, very challenging for paper. Amanda says, I found some of the more complicated dimensions charts work best digitally, even though I have to hunt down Saga files. Digital is slower for me because I mark off stitches, but don't on paper. Oh, Amanda is the paper girl plus no marking. I don't know how it works. My brain breaks when I try to think about it. Because even with my, quite vigorous marking with paper charts, I still lose track. Because, manual marking on papers depends on how you do it. I know some of you can do it really neatly and really elegantly. For me, my papers look like a mess, with all the squiggles and everything. So reading what has been marked is quite challenging as well. Where am I here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've done these two. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think the most powerful and maybe most critical functions or features digital apps have is definitely not the marking itself, because the marking we can manage with pens, with markers. Is the search function, isn't it? Is the fact that you can just tap on a color or a symbol, everything else, all the stitches get highlighted. That is one thing that is very hard to duplicate with paper charts, with the paper process, because even pre-selection, you can kind of work with that, and you can mark as well, with parking or not. But the search function is one thing that is so powerful once you're used to it, it's really hard to not have it. Amanda says, I sort of figured out which charts work best digitally, but by just trying them out and switch back to paper if I didn't like working on the digital version. Interesting. Yes. The thing is, if I have the option to use digital apps, you know, I'm going to be struggling to find reasons to work with papers. The only reason I will work with paper charts would be, what would be the reason? I don't know. In fact, I have no reason to work with paper charts, because even if even if I have a chart that does not work with Saga, does not work with Pattern Keeper, I still have the option to scan it, you know, take a picture of it, turn it into PDFs. I can still mark it digitally with PDF readers. So in a way, unless I just choose to do so, I really have no reason. I don't have to ever work with paper charts. Or maybe if it's something super simple, let's say a tiny little project, you know, with, you know, samplers and stuff, maybe I just choose to work with papers. Otherwise, there's no reason. See you later, Bluebell. Oh, Bluebell's going to bed, 11 p.m. Nighty-night, Bluebell. Sign of relief by Yogi. Just joking. Night-night, Bluebell. Well done. Amanda says, I turn the light on my phone on when I walk into another room with my 15-year-old yelling, why is Yogi multiplying? Why am I multiplying? One Yogi is quite enough, okay? Sola says it's funny how you know things are in dreams. And when you come into the dreams, you already know what happened before time when you come in. Makes it seem longer, I think. And that's interesting. Are you saying that when you're dreaming, you know what's going to happen before you dream it? Oh, it's trippy. It sounds, you know, almost as trippy as this piece. This piece is very trippy. And also, I wonder, you know, sometimes, as I said, there were multiple times I dream about people, about names, really. I think names are curious because, you know, how do I put it? Because I'm trying to figure out, where do I even get such names in my head? Where does that come from? You know what I mean? For instance, sometimes, for whatever reason, I'll have dreams that mention certain things or somebody's name, and that gets me nervous because it feels like it's not just random dreams. You know, it's about something. And because I think names are so specific, it's not like you dream about dragons and stuff like that. That's kind of, you know, a concept. Names are names. And I always wonder, where did I even get that name in my head that I dreamed it? Travis says a lot of my dreams involve snakes for some reason. Oh, dream interpreters in the chat, come help Travis. I bet it means something. Cassie says, I have not attempted max color yet. Yes, I think, you know, even max colors, there are various levels of confettis, depends on the patterns. You know, for instance, I talk about Little Cake Shop quite a lot. It's kind of the most confetti piece that I've come across. I'm sure there are probably more confetti ones, but it's extremely relentless with the confetti. And with a chart like that, it's very, you know, I was, you know, my plan was, I was planning to do 10 days. And on the 10th day, I was planning to work on Little Cake Shop to end it with a bang. But I didn't get there, okay? The toy, the vintage toys broke me. I think if I try to do it with Little Cake Shop, I'll probably be sobbing live here on Yogi Stream. Because it's so confetti, it's just hopeless. Where am I? Why? Okay. 2. All right, I found it. I found it. Susan says, isn't 101 alphabet paper? Yes, it is paper, but my plan is to take a picture. Well, I think I've already done that because I did that for, there's another pattern from Rosewood Manor as well, the forest one that I'm stitching as well. And that one, I'm also working with PDF. So I basically took pictures of all the pages and turned them into a PDF that I marked them the stitches of with a digital highlighter. This is so strange. Where am I here? Why are the grid? Hang on, hang on. How come the gridding, the boxes don't match? Have you noticed? Let me just unhighlight this one. Look. Why does it feel like, okay. This is a problem with Saga, okay? Let me show you this, if you never used Saga before. So with Pattern Keeper, when you highlight a stitch, the highlighting is happening within the stitches. So you can make it into a circle. I think if I recall correctly, I haven't used Pattern Keeper for a bit. When you highlight a symbol, the highlighting is happening in the middle. But with Saga, let me show you what's happening. If I highlight my stitches, this happens. So it's got a very thick border. You can make it thinner, but it doesn't help. It's the fact, it just creates visually it's very confusing on which one is being highlighted. And also, when you have the stitches highlighted, it kind of blocks the thick lines you have for the 10 by 10 blocks. Do you see what's happening here? Because what I'm highlighting here, there is supposed to be a vertical line in between all these stitches, because this is in a sort of width of 2 blocks, but I can't see it. So I can't use that border as a reference anymore while I'm looking at this. So it's very hard to match what's on my fabric versus what's on the screen. So there's some design problem there, you know, with Saga. And I don't know why they can't see that. This is a problem, because all they have to do is to provide a very similar way to highlight. You know, I want the highlighting to happen within the stitches, inside the square rather than the borders, because this happens when you use thick borders like this. You know, even if I make the borders very thin, it's still the same. So Saga dev team, if you're watching, okay, ever, this is my feedback as a customer, as a user. Please do something about it. And these are very cosmetic things that they can definitely do for sure. Because at the moment, I can't see this vertical line on the chart. That's why I'm so confused. And I'm confused again. I am here. Okay, finally. This is so confusing. Where is it? Oh, this is very, very annoying. One, two, three. Sana says, and if you give the grid in Saga a different color, well, I still can't see it, because the borders of all the stitches cover. They go on top of the gridding underneath, on, you know, around the stitches, if that makes sense. So the highlighting borders, they come on top. So they cover everything. Lona, hello. Hope you're well and the mom is well. Lona says, Yogi, in Saga, you can change the color of your 10 by 10 grid so you can see better, as well as your highlighted areas. Change the colors. Highlighted areas, change the colors. I know what you mean about changing the lines. But the problem is, it doesn't matter what color I change it. I can make it red. The lines, the thick lines, will still sit underneath my stitch borders. You know what I mean? Because let me see if I can make the borders a little bit thinner. Okay, just to show you. I suppose I can make the borders a little bit thinner. Can you see how thick I can make it? And then I can make it thin. If I make it super thin, I can't really see it. But if I just made them thick enough, I suppose if I did this, it can probably, yes, I can see the thick sort of, you know, 10 by 10 borders a little bit better. But I lose a lot of definition for my stitches So I tend to make them a little bit thicker, but if I make them thick enough that I can see my highlighted stitches very well, I can't see what's underneath. It's just, there's, you know, there are better solutions for this. I mean, just look at Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper is very clear, isn't it? And it's so simple as well. Crafty Tabbies says, can you darken or thicker the grid lines? The grid lines are currently black already, and you can't make them thicker. You can change colors, but you can't make them thicker. But you can make the stitch borders thinner or thicker. I do think that there's some design problems there. They can be solved very easily. They just need to do it. Amanda says, I post a pic on Facebook group of my saga with the stitch symbol highlighted. I feel like you can still see all the grid. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can show everybody as well. So it's on the Facebook group, is it? Let's have a look. All right, okay. Hang on. Let me show everybody here. So this is what Amanda has just posted. So let me show you like this. So so Amanda's got the diagonal lines going on as well, and the highlighting color, interesting. So Amanda, your highlight colors, you choose to use black as well. So yes, I think the only way you can do it is to make it very thin. But for me, visually, I like my highlighted stitches very obvious. So I tend to use thicker lines. When I was using Pattern Keepers, I make the a circle. I make it the highlight into a circle in the middle, and it was very easy to see because everything's just glowing in that color. I probably use light green or something like that. Yes, I can, yeah, kind of. For me, you know the difference is, I know what the difference is, because what Amanda, okay, I might try this actually. I might try this. It doesn't help with the borders there, but what Amanda is doing here that I'm not doing is she makes the symbols fade out a little bit, the unselected symbols, and only and keep the full opacity with highlighted symbols. You know the difference. So there's a little bit more contrast. I might try that actually. I might try that. I might, because there is a function with Saga when you highlight a symbol, the rest of the symbols fade out a little bit, and you can change the opacity of it. I might try that. I think I've tried it before, but I didn't like it. I might give it a go. Hang on, let me show you. So let me zoom out a little bit. So there is a function, see if I can find it. I think it's up here. If you press the thread, yes, I think this might be one. Might be that. Okay, can you see what's happening? So, so unhighlighted symbols fade out a little bit. I didn't like it because visually it's very startling for me. I just find I found it jarring. I might try it for a little bit, see if I like it. But also another thing, I think Pattern Keeper is doing really well is, you know, all these orange stitches, which is what I'm stitching right now, they they're not highlighted. Once they're stitched, they're faded away. They're just gone. But with Saga, even stitched stitches, they're still highlighted. So they're competing with everything you're stitching now. Because in theory, once you stitch any stitches, they're done. You move forward. But Saga, there's no way you can deselect the stitch symbol. Well, when you highlight a symbol, you can't remove the stitches, if that makes sense. So it's looking more cluttered than necessary. Can you see all these orange stitches? I've already done them. They don't need to be shown or selected. But I will see if I get on better. Yes, Amanda, I think this helps because instantly I can see the 10 by 10 borders here because everything else is being faded out. Let me try this setting, see if I can work with this. Thank you, Amanda. It's very helpful. Let me just maybe dial it up a little bit, just a little bit. If they're too fadey, I just find it jarring when I select and deselect. But yes, this definitely helped because I can see the borders now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see how I get on with this. Yes. It is a little bit easier to see the borders. Definitely. Okay. Let me see if I can work with this. I've just done this one. Lona says, I found a mobile x-ray service to come to do x-ray on my mom to find out what she broke. We're waiting on doctor and insurance approval to make appointment for the x-rays. Oh, wonderful. So Lona, how long do you think that process is going to be? Hopefully not too much sort of red tape to do, but it's definitely wonderful, and I hope mom is doing well in the meantime. And also we have Rachel. Hello, great to see you. And needles keep me busy, so here's, well, finally made it. Yes, well done. Yes, I tend to I want to keep the gridding black because if I make it red, it's going to be a problem if I work in an area with a lot of red stitches. You know what I mean? So I try to keep all the gridding just black color. Is it chocolate time? Oh dear, yes. Let me just do a few more stitches here. Finish this grid, this area, and then we can have a bit of chocolate. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can definitely see the borders a lot better. One, two, three. Have I? Hang on. So this one. I just think, you know, Saga probably needs a little bit of a design review, because technically it's got so many features, they're so advanced. But I think the interface and certain workflow, they can definitely work on it to make it even better. Sana says, I also post a picture with red borders. We can have a look as well while we're here, because a lot of stitches here, they transition to Saga, so this is going to be very useful. Okay, so this is. Oh, do you mean the I think what? Let me come back to this mode. So I think this is Sana's screenshot. Let me zoom out a little bit. So she's using. So she's changing the border to red. And also you've got the background faded out as well. That's very, very useful. Oh, so when you said red borders, I thought, oh, here, okay. At the back. Oh, no, that's a center line. But when you say red borders, I thought you meant the 10 by 10 borders. I like to keep them black. And maybe the opacity of the colors, so I can see through. So how come your line is so clear here? What's the difference? Is that I'm using iOS? Because yours just looks so much more clear. Let me see if I can fiddle with my. Because your line is fully visible, but your borders are quite thick, actually. Your borders are quite thick, maybe thicker than mine, but your 10 by 10 gridding is still so clear. I wonder why that is. Because if I make my borders thicker, literally, the 10 by 10 borders just disappear off. You can't see it. Maybe it's the opacity. Let me have a look. I knew I was going to learn things from the chat. Hang on. So with the thickness, you can also dial it up and down with the opacity as well. Maybe that's what I need to do. All right. So do you see what I'm doing? You know the top slider where there's an eye, this is opacity. So if I dial it down a little bit, I can see the border a little bit better. So it doesn't matter what color it is. Ah, okay. But I'm so used to having my highlighted colors as blue. Maybe just matter of turning the opacity down a little bit. Okay, already it's looking so much better already. Can you see that? I can see the gridding a lot better. It's mostly the 10 by 10, borders I have issues with. Let me see. If I make it a bit thicker and low in opacity. I think that's already better. I can see better. It's still not great. Not as clear as Sana's, but much better already. Excellent. Ah. Let's have some chocolate then. I'm exhausted. Just making adjustments. Let's have some chocolate. Let's have some chocolate. And today I've got a new bag of chocolate. Let me just zoom out a little bit and let me know what you're snacking, okay? It's our chocolate time, our snacky time. You can snack on anything. I'm not sure we can snack on There's certain things are not snackable. So I will be the judge of that, and the chat will be the judge of that. If you're snacking something, you know, we have stitchers snacking on on snackable things. But mine's definitely snackable. Okay. I've got giant chocolate buttons. Yes, a new bag, brand new bag. I demolished the last bag. So I'm gonna do a little bit of unboxing, okay? Yes, Lona, check on Mum, making sure Mum is okay. And well done, Lona. Whoops! Oh my goodness, all the chocolate! Why did this happen? Hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me do it very carefully, okay? No more chocolate on the pattern. Let me just see if I can just shake it off. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Oh dear. Crumbs, please leave my fabric. Oh no, no. Oh dear. You just never know what's gonna happen on a live stream, do you? I just did a bit of opening. I've done this before, but never have crumbs just literally raining down on my fabric. And I just try to shake it away because this is really good chocolate, okay? If not careful, everything melts on the fabric. It has happened. Oh dear. Okay, it's good. It doesn't look too bad. This is a stitch, okay? This is a stitch, so it's okay. This is not chocolate. Oh, that was close. That was close. And Susan is having Black Forest. Wonderful. And back to chocolate. That was very hairy. And more coverage. Yes, there you go. We don't need chocolate crumbs on the fabric, please. Yes, big chocolate button for you and me, mostly me. Cheers, guys. They're so big. Oh, yeah. Not a dull moment. Laura says, Yogi, are you going to show us the stitch counts once you put them onto Saga? Put what onto Saga? So this piece, I have not worked with paper charts. So we've got a counter going. I will be able to show so I'm eating at the same time. Such a bad example. Marek, if you're watching, okay, do not do this. Okay, bad example. Yogi is trying to show you what not to do. Okay, what not to do. Do not speak and eat at the same time. Really bad. Yes, so we will have stitch count later on. I miss it. Yes. Sana says, I deliberately made them this thick to show the colors isn't close to black. Still want to show the background, the black lines. Yes, that's so clever. That's so clever because, but I don't know why your lines are so clear. Because I try to, you know, if you look at my setting here, it's better, but the lines with your version, it looks like your 10 by 10 black lines, they come on top of your, it goes above, they just look like they go above your stitch borders, whereas mine, you can tell the stitch borders are on top. I don't like this color. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to more blue. And maybe I can make the borders a little bit thicker, like Sana's. I don't know. It just looks very, very cluttered. Maybe I can fade the background a little bit more. If I fade it more, maybe that helps. Yes, but you can see the black lines, the thick black lines, they're still buried under my stitches. You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe it's the platform differences, because yours looks like, are you on Android for any reason? I don't know. Let me get back to my chocolate a little bit. Laura says, from your paper challenge stitch count. Laura, I reveal my paper challenge stitch counts every single day. There were thousands and thousands, Laura. Weren't you there? You know, I think one of the days I stitched about 5,000. All right, Laura. I'll stop lying, okay? I will count, okay? I think what Laura is referring to is, let me show you. Let me bring back the artifact from 1982, okay? What Laura is referring to is these stitches. But how do I track them? Because, or maybe I can mark them on Saga and it will give me a count, don't they? Yes. That's about 5,000 over there, Laura. You know, you can just visually like calculate it. That's a lot of stitches, you know? But I will, I will, you know, provide a stitch count, okay? So hopefully they're over, they're over 60. Who knows? Who knows? Sana says, I have Android because it looks a little bit different. I think they're doing a better job with Android, which is weird because the Android version has been frozen for a couple of years now. Oh, there's a little bit of chocolate there. Travis says, I have to keep saying that to Kaiden. You always want to talk with food in his mouth. Yes, just show Kaiden this clip, you know, what happens when you talk, when you're eating. Whoops, I'm not stitching yet. I want to take a sip of my my coffee. Laura says, I was there for vintage toys. Definitely not 5,000. Laura, how dare you? You were there. You were the witness of my stitch count. Do not lie, okay? It was definitely over 5,000. You know it, Laura. Say it. It's the audacity of the chat. Yes, Betty, I rounded it up. I did, yes. You have to. Oh, the chat is getting very cheeky nowadays. All right then, lovely coffee, lovely chocolate. And I only managed, you know, to create a little bit of a stain here, a tiny bit. It's okay, it's all good, it's all good. All right, let's resume. Oh, I hope you enjoy your little snacky time. And, you know, power snacks, power drinks for power stitching. And that's what I'm doing here. Power stitching. 5,000 stitches, for sure. It's a normal day, okay? All right. I will provide the actual stitch count, okay? And you're going to be shocked, you know? You're going to be floored. Travis says, the stain will add character. Exactly. It's just like when you're reading, real books. Sometimes you have like, coffee stains, tea stains. It's all part of the story, right? I think already it's easier to read with the app. So thank you. Thank you for all the suggestions, because sometimes you kind of stick with certain settings you've got. And even when you're struggling with it, you forget there are ways to adjust it. So this is why this chat is so wonderful and powerful. And it helps me every day. Yes, already it's better. Thank you. And I would be so much happier if they can have the function like Pattern Keeper. You can just turn off showing, the stitches. Because you don't need to highlight them anymore. Travis says Tia has been learning Japanese, so when I have been watching Komari, she has been able to pick up occasional words. Really? That's impressive. Very impressive. But with Komari, I don't mind the language, because you just watch her doing it. You can probably figure out most of it. And she's probably gone very far with the supersized double cats library. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. I've been watching her for so many years. I discovered her during COVID, and I was mesmerized by the way she stitches. And the speed as well, of course. I still don't know how she does it. I have no idea, because if you watch Komari stitching, it doesn't look like she's that fast. She's very efficient, but if you see the speed of her movements, sometimes she would stop there for a little bit and she pull the thread, needle up and then pull it down just like normal people. But for some reason, it just ends up a lot faster. It's a mystery. I don't know. Very nice. Travis says, how long do you think it would take her to do a library of cats? I don't know. If, because so far it's kind of taking her about 2.5 to 3 years to do a supersize. I suppose you can double that. So we're talking about maybe 5 years. Well, it depends on how frequently and how many stitches she does every day. Presuming that she can go full speed for for the next few years? It's hard to tell, but I would predict within 5 years. Listen to us. Listen to us. How many sort of craft projects, craft related projects, the people just casually talking about, a few years at a time to finish a piece. I think it's very unusual. Very unusual. We're talking about like multiple years to finish. Because if you're knitting a jumper, for instance, you're knitting a sweater, we're talking about weeks or even months if you're really, really slow, No one's talking about years. But we do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is my next color. Nido says Kamari changed from scroll frames to Q-snap. Really? She wants the flexibility of moving around so she can stitch. She can stitch it where it motivates her. That is so unusual for Kamari. I've already only seen her stitching with huge frames, because before that she had videos on how she built her own frames, literally using like wooden pieces. She built her own frame stand and her frames, and now she's using those metal ones, super duper ones, and now she's transitioned into Q-snaps. She's kind of going it the other way for most stitchers. Most stitchers probably going from Q-snaps and going for those big ones. Wow. So basically, she's trying to, maybe her plan is to stitch wherever she goes, because with the Q-snap, she can literally take it with her, can't she? So I think I'm going to revise my previous prediction with the Library of Cats. From 5 years, I'm going to reduce it down to 4.5 years. Because now she's literally going to stitch wherever she goes. But there's a lot of fabric to carry around if she wants to move around. But she's probably talking about moving around in the house rather than going outside, because there's still quite a lot of fabric and the floss you have to carry. She's unstoppable. And when you just do one stitch here and move up, it's just too far for me to carry my thread over. I just can't do it. Nido says she also said that she wants to go all the way to the connection to see how it connects. What do you mean connection? Oh, the two charts. But wouldn't you just carry on to the next chart? There shouldn't be a problem, should it? Because all it is just it's a single chart being sliced in two because they're too large for the software. But in terms of stitches, they should just join together, shouldn't they? I hope so. Can you imagine if if they don't? And Nido says she said in the last video she will finish it. She's determined. Oh, she is. She finishes her project. I mean, the only difference, the recent maybe a year or so, she is venturing out a little bit, because previously when I watched her, she had probably 2 projects maximum. She had most of the time just one. When I first discovered her, she was stitching, which one was it? Once Upon a Fairy Tale, I think, one of those Amy Stewart ones. And pretty much, you know, she was a single project person, pretty much. And then I think she added the Merry Mushroom Village, that I remember. And on top of that, she had another one. And that's it. So maximum 2 projects. And now she's got several, hasn't she? She still has the Merry Mushroom ones. That one, she's still stitching. She's got Traveling Library. That's a big one as well. And now the double cat. Has she got more? She probably has more that I'm not aware of. But yeah, the only difference is I think she's venturing out a little bit more, which is nice. Because previously she probably wouldn't add so many projects at the same time. But I think, you know, and also the 4.5-year prediction is based on if she only works on this project. But she's still working. I don't know whether she's still working on Traveling Library though. Maybe it's a side dish. Can you imagine Traveling Library being a side dish? But she would definitely finish it. If anybody is going to finish that piece, that will be her. Joy says, Kumari said she aims to finish in 5 years. Yes, I think 5 years, provided that's the double cat is the focal point, you know, the focus project. Because she's still working on, is she parking the Traveling Library for now? I wonder. I think that will make some differences in terms of, you know, how many pieces, how many projects she's got ongoing at the same time. And also, you know, we're talking about 5 years. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a quadruple. I don't know. Another project, Library of Squid. Who knows? Library of Squirrels. That's going to come out, and she's going to be tempted. So that timeline is going to be stretched, because when she started Traveling Library, she probably didn't see the double cat coming. You know what I mean? And I think she probably, I'm not sure she would have done it if it was just supersize. Because Library of Cats had been out for a little bit already before the double size came out. I think she was just seduced by the size of the project, because she wasn't doing the supersize version. Nido says she was tired of working with the same colors and wanted to move into another area. Are we talking about double cat? I bet there are probably quite a lot of colors. But this is what's so remarkable about her. She doesn't get fatigue. So I'm quite surprised to hear that, because previously, if you think about Once Upon a Fairy Tale, it was very colorful, but very samey in terms of, you know, the type of color and tones. But she managed to stick with it for over 2 years to finish it. Just one single project. And I don't know how anybody can do that. I get tired. You know, I get bored just doing a little bit of 310. I have to switch. So I don't know how you can do this, the entire project, and not get bored. Joy says, hey, it also released the double supersize max color library of dogs. Oh, there's going to be a trend, okay? This is like, you know, this is like the 4-minute mile situation, because before someone managed to run 4-minute, you know, a mile per like 4 minutes to finish the 4. What am I even saying? You know what I mean? You know the story. And people didn't think it was possible. But once somebody has done it, everybody's doing it. So, you know, now supersize is going to be like the new mini, and the double is going to be the actual supersize. It's terrifying. Where is this going to go? And where am I with the stitches? Why does it look like this? 1, 2, Shayla says there's a problem if you're using pre-gridded fabric. Both top left corners start at the first hole of the fabric, but left ends a 7, stitch 7, so grid needs to be removed. What are we talking about? Pre-gridded fabric. Joy says, Kamari was monogamous until she showed up on your live stream. I think she started to wander off, you know, a little bit for a little while. I like to think it was me, but I don't think it was. I think maybe she just, I don't know. She just became a bit more open-minded with things. I can totally see why she wants to stick with one project, you know, because she wants to finish it. But the problem is, majority of people are not physically capable of doing that. I wouldn't. It doesn't matter how much I want to finish, you know, a project. You know, I told you the story about this piece, the first attempt. When I first got this project, GeckoRouge, on stitching of 25 counts, I was so crazy about this project. I started from upper left, and I stitched every single day, non-stop, which is so weird for me, non-stop for nearly 6 months. So I got a kit in the very beginning, just after New Year, 2023, okay, and I stitched this project for 6 months solid. Pretty much no other projects, maybe occasionally like a, you know, side dish, like sampler or something like that. But otherwise, I was stitching this piece for 6 months. And you know what happened? After 6 months, I just woke up one day and I could not even look at it. I looked at, you know, because for 6 months, the way I was stitching from upper left, I was looking at the same image for 6 months. I didn't know how fed up I was until I was. I just woke up one morning and decided I cannot even look at the project. And I put it away for, oh, God knows, I want to say probably nearly 2 months. I just couldn't even I didn't even want to touch it. It was how bad it was. And that was just 6 months. I just overdid it. And so, you know, so for most people, definitely I'm one of them, it doesn't matter how much I want to finish, you know, move forward with a piece. Physically, I can't do it. I just get so fatigued and so fed up after a while. And I don't want to get fed up because I'm doing it for love. You know, I'm stitching because I love it. I want to pace myself in a way, you know, that every single time I stitch a piece, it feels fresh and it feels exciting. So, and the only way I can do that is to give it some time to breathe. So even with my new starts, I don't work on my new starts every day because, you know, I want to pace myself. Lovely. Michelle Fuller says, hello, Yogi in chat, popping in to say hi. It's our anniversary. No way. What kind of an anniversary? As in wedding. So my hubby is taking me out for dinner. Happy stitching. That is so wonderful. How many years, I wonder, Michelle? Round of applause for Michelle. Congratulations. And, you know, hopefully more years, many, many more years to come with a happy marriage. And enjoy your dinner. Wonderful. It's always great to see Michelle. And thank you for saying hello and sharing the beautiful, you know, wonderful, exciting news. Rachel says, I think that she's saying that the grids don't line up on two halves. Oh, but I thought, oh, so okay, so it was referring to Kamari's double cat. Interesting. The grids don't line up with two halves. That's true. But I was under the impression that she's got one piece of fabric that's big enough, doesn't she? I thought that's what she's got. I can't imagine she will want to stitch two pieces together. That's quite true. But she's not doing pre-gridded fabric. She's doing plain fabric. Travis says, can we get a library of dragons, please? Well, you know, dragons are fine as long as it's not calamari, okay? Please, no library of calamaris, okay? Sybil says, library of dog is out today. Oh, do not tell Kamari, okay? But I think she's more of a cat person. She's got a lovely cat, a tuxedo cat as well. Oh, terrifying. Who's going to be stitching double dog? All right, let me pick my next symbol. I was under the impression she's got, Kamari's got a piece of fabric that is going to fit the full piece. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. 145. 145. Yes. And if she's working with two pieces of fabric, well, it would be very interesting to see what happens. Yes, I can totally see that. But if anybody can make it work, that would be Kamari. But until that happens, depends on how she stitches, how she's going to do it. I don't know whether she's going to finish one piece and then do the joining, or she's going to, you know, do the full first row of the pages, which is how she normally does it. She goes across page height and do one strip at a time and moving down. If she's going to do it that way, then we don't need to wait for too long before we get to see the joining part of it. That'll be so interesting to see. Rachel says software starts the top left grid as the first stitch, and the right end may not end evenly on the 10th square on the grid. So the second half doesn't start evenly on the next square on the grid. My head is spinning, Rachel. I kind of know what you're saying. Just, you know, maybe not being a chart creator, that, you know, it sounds a little bit more abstract. Amanda says, I'm trying to stitch only on things for America's 250th anniversary this month. Oh, 250. Since I would take everything down on July 5th. So it's so hard to stay motivated when I can't just choose any project. Oh, well, you do have choices. It's just you don't want to because you have a goal. But you do have choices. Library of Dragons. Wow, a lot of you are liking the idea of Library of Dragons. How about Library of Pokemons? Oh, that already exists. It's already there. Michelle says 31 years. Oh, amazing. That is not easy, Michelle. That is not easy. I mean, marriage is not easy. Not that I know anything about marriage, but relationship is not easy. So really well done. I need some tips. Lona says, I'm doing Hate, Train of Dreams for grandbabies. Oh, I hope it's not supersized, double supersized max colors. It's going to take a little bit. Yeah, 31 years is not easy. Even 3 years. 3 years are not easy. So Rachel says two halves were charted separately. I think I know what you mean now, because the chart starts on upper left, and basically Heaven and Earth Hate, they slice the image in half and chart them separately, but both pieces start from first stitch from the left, but not all pieces end with, but they don't have to start from the first stitch, do they? Because some charts, they have some spacing in the beginning. So let's say if the first piece, it ends on the 7th stitch to the right side, you know, it's got three stitches remaining. can they not chart the second piece offset 3 stitches, right? Before the chart starts. I'm sure they can do that. I'm sure that's part of the calculation. Oh no, Betty! See, now the chat knows. All the stitches know my weaknesses. Betty is going for library of eyes. Oh dear. Please don't. Yes, Laura, exactly. Maybe that's why Betty's suggesting. So I can get a heart attack. It's so wonderful, isn't it? The chat is just trying to kill Yogi. You know, they come up with different ways to give me heart attack. Rachel says Kamara's fabric will fit both. Oh, so yes, so I was right. She does have a piece of fabric that will fit both. So it's not a fabric. You're talking about the chart. I get it. I get it. Yes, but I'm sure with, you know, for heaven and earth, they're extremely skilled at, you know, charting this type of projects. I'm sure both sides would join together beautifully. So you can get a piece of fabric of 25 count to fit double cat. So there's no need to get 2 pieces unless you cannot get the fabric that size from your vendors, because Kamari has a big roll of fabric, doesn't she? She's got, I don't know where she got them. It's like an entire roll of 25 counts fabric. So she can probably just cut it as big as she wants. Daria says I'm sticking with my regular size of library of dogs. Yes, now regular size is looking like, you know, even super size is looking like mini, and regular size is looking like, I don't know, stamp size. It's crazy. Oh, Michelle, I bet he's a keeper, you know. Travis says a library of Disney. I think there are probably patterns very similar to that. For a little while, Joyce, confess, Joyce, were you not stitching something like a library of Disney-ish once upon a time? It was quite a while ago, and nothing was mentioned afterwards. I remember Joyce was stitching something like a Disney-themed. Confess, Joyce, what did you do to the project? Come clean to the chat. And also, because Disney is heavily copyrighted, I don't think, you know, random artists like, you know, Amy Stewart, I'm pretty sure you can't just use those images willy-nilly. They probably have to be charted like by Disney or have some sort of permission. Whereas dragons are not copyrighted. You can have dragons as many as you want. And unfortunately, the eyes as well. Eyes are not copyrighted. They should be. Joyce. Joyce. So it's in your drawers. Oh, which one? It's in the bottom of the drawer or the top. Oh, I do remember. Yes. It's too late, Joyce. It's out, okay? I remember things, all right? I remember, I was quite surprised because it's not the type of patterns I thought Joyce will want to stitch it. So I remember vividly. And now it's been buried in the bottomless drawer. We never see the light of day. Where am I here? 1, 2, okay, those 2. And 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's very confusing here. Why am I? Okay, 1, 2. There's one more. No, that's the top. Let me do a little bit of a gridding here because I lost my line. Where is it? Here. Okay, 1 stitch. Lona says I'm working on Disney, big panel. Is that the one Joyce is working on? I remember it's really colorful and like Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. Sarah says I started Octopus Garden. Is that a real piece? It's a garden of octopus. I mean, octopus out of all places. I don't imagine them. You'll find octopus in a garden. Do they sunbathe? And Lona, when is your birthday? Because I don't remember him being mentioned, but I don't know which day. Laura says there is a dragon race into the night by Pain-Free Craft. I think I've seen the mock-up of that piece. It's very colorful, isn't it? A lot of dragons, clearly. Lona says 2 days ago. Really? Oh, it was on Monday. Oh, we won't stream on Monday. Guys, happy birthday for Lona. Okay, I know we're a little bit late, but it's better late than never. Yes, on Monday. We weren't streaming on Monday. So happy birthday, Lona. I'm not gonna sing, okay? I'm not gonna make the situation more difficult than necessary, okay? Um, but yes, happy birthday to you. Yes, bring on a little bit of a, emoji buffet for our Lona here. Yes, happy birthday from Laura and Susan as well. Sing, Laura. Yes, the way Laura says sing reminds me of Phantom of Opera. Sing for me. Yes. I don't want to ruin, Lona's happiness at this moment. You know, it's like everything's going so well, and then Yogi starts singing. Oh dear. Sing for me. Lona says, I was hoping you would sing to me. Yes, my vocal coach has advised me not to, for the human race, just for the goodness of human race, just stop singing. It's much better. And from Jojo as well, and Lynn as well, and Rajal. All the love to you, Lona, and Mom as well. Yes. Clara. No members emoji. I know. So it's still broken, is it? Oh, dear, oh dear. I mean, YouTube just, Apple has no heart. I think it's known. I've heard it mentioned by other streamers. From Rachel as well. Lovely buffet. Yes. The membership, the members emojis are still broken. They will come back. They will come back at some point. Oh, here comes Sarah showing off. I think it's still working if you're doing on desktop, isn't it? And also if you're Android user, you're okay. You have the emojis. Show offs, yes. Clara's gonna sob in a little bit. Lynn says, Yogi, still no stitching. I can lift my arm now, very bruised. Oh dear. Yes, it's a bit of a, little bit of a professional hazard, isn't it? If you're working with horses and if they're being temperamental, even professionals can get injured. Oh, Lynn, sending my love to you and big hug for me, okay? And if I could, I'll send you some cheese and crackers. But I'm sure you have plenty. But I'm sure it's gonna heal very quickly. It must be frustrating not being able to stitch, because we love to stitch. Rachel's got the emojis as well, and Lona as well. Well, Lona, at least you've got emojis, right? Kind of a strange problems to have emojis just disappear. Yes, the Android users, they're going, hey, who's laughing now? Well, but I think I'm a little bit surprised that it has not been fixed yet. I would have thought YouTube probably go, hey, Apple, we're getting a lot of complaints, particularly members. Members are not happy. And they haven't fixed it yet. Rachel says, I'm on a fancy HP laptop computer. Oh. Lola is just showing off. Look, we do have members emojis, okay? Those of you, it's approved. They're still there. You just can't see them. It is a little bit easier to read, I have to say. The only thing I'm missing with this setting is I'm not able to see the colors of the stitches I've already done, not very clearly. I can see, because the colors are more faint with the, into the background, the unselected ones. Because I'm very used to using colors as reference point. So if it's a pink, if it's a blue, I use that as a reference as well. So when you have it kind of knocked back into the background, you can't see the colors very well. So that's the only drawback. But otherwise, I think it's working quite well. It's working a lot better, actually. There we go. 3 more stitches, hopefully. See, just look at the speed of me marking. Whereas, the last few days when it came to marking, it was kind of a project on its own. Whereas now, it takes like seconds. That's the difference. Very nice. There. That's looking so nice. I think it's so well charted. The color transitions with GeckoRouge charts. Well, I only have this chart, but it looks so nice. Have a drink of my coffee. Very nice. All right. 23. See? 23, thread number 23, the symbol is 6. I ask you. And 25, the symbol is 2. Seriously. Okay, so I've got a cluster here. I feel like I probably need to bring the background a little bit, increase the opacity a little bit. It just feels a little bit too fadey. Maybe just a little bit more. Yes. Is it around here? Okay. Hello, Liz. Liz is doing a yogi move. Laura says, did you look at any Christmas patterns? You know what? Following the chat's recommendation, I did go to Pain-Free Craft to find some Christmas charts. I did not find any, actually. Did I find any? No. I haven't found one that kind of speaks to me yet. I'm not sure if I have gone through the whole whole selection of I think I looked at, where was that? I looked at Pain-Free Craft, couldn't find any. I went to Artisy as well. But I haven't found any chart that kind of go stitch me yet. Laura, have you got one ready? Hello, busy mom. How are you today? One, two, three, Busy Mom says I'm doing go. I think some sort of lingo that I do not understand. Laura says I'm trying to finish my stamp Christmas scene kit. And how far away from are you? Are you starting a new one for the marathon? We're doing Christmas in July marathon, okay? So I need to find a pattern very soon. And I looked up on Etsy as well, but Etsy is a little bit iffy because Etsy, their charts, I'm not super sure whether they're copyrighted charts. It's hard to tell because some of them are so cheap. I got a bit worried. And, you know, it's hard to tell if the quality of the charting is any good on Etsy, unless it's a well-known designer. Oh, I'm doing good. I thought it was doing go. I was thinking, what is that? I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that, Busy Mom. Are you working today? Are you reporting from work club? Yes, and Busy Mom probably can't flash the work club emoji because dun dun dun, the emojis are not there. Busy Mom says, have you checked charting creation? But isn't charting creation part of Pain-Free Craft? Because when I went to Pain-Free Craft, when you search, like you can filter in or out of the charting creation, or do they have more on their own website? I don't know. I only went to where am I here? One. Why does it look different? Why does it look different? I think I need to bring the background forward a little bit more because I cannot read what colors they are. Because I can't find my find my spot. Okay, I've done that one. I may have done one extra stitch, guys. One. Why does it... Hang on. Is it here? Yes, it is. It looks different from my fabric. Busy Mom is at home eating dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Laura says I'm about 45%. Okay, so definitely finished by, will be finished by Christmas. But Laura's really fast. Laura's got a lot of finished pieces. Susan says, did you give up the idea of Mill Hill beaded Christmas piece? I have not. I have not. But if I were to do it, because those pieces are so small, this beaded Mill Hill, it will probably be a side dish. But for the Christmas, you know, marathon, I'm looking for something like a full coverage, you know, bigger piece. So, and depends on what happens to my Christmas house. I can have two, you know, in a rotation. I need to think about that. Oh dear, where am I exactly? So 1, 2. All right.
But I think with Mill Hill, because the pieces are so small, I'll probably do it closer to Christmas time. You know what I mean? So, because you can turn them into an ornament. So I'll probably do those when we're actually getting to the festive season. Okay, that one. I'm gonna end here before I get lost. And last year there was another piece I nearly wanted to do, but it's from Heaven and Earth. But I kind of didn't do that one because that piece has got a lot of snow. I mean, fair enough, it's Christmas, but just a lot of snow to deal with. 23 going back. I'll probably do some blue colors for a change. $120. One, two, three. Busy Mom says, are we done with paper charts? Yes, Busy Mom, I completed my challenge of the 7-day paper chart only challenge, and I finished it. Yes, I did it. Right, chat? I know. I'm going to miss paper camp, okay? Oh, see, what I do not love about the chat is everybody remembers things. Busy Mom, I thought it was 10-day challenge. No, Busy Mom, I think you misread it. 10 and 7, sometimes they look very similar. No, it was 7 days. It was always meant to be 7-day challenge. And I did it, you know? I knew I would. Laura says there was an orange cat howling in the driveway. I saw one of ours getting out, but it's a new one. Oh, Laura, maybe time to add one more. You know, maybe that's a sign. Oh, I really miss all the kitties. Oreo, Lily, Chocolate. Where are they? But at least my squirrels are still there, here with me. Rachel says, and what happened to Max today? I missed the first part of the stream. Max as in what? Max the dimensions. Dimensions, that's tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, is it Wednesday today? Guys, I forgot. Today was Wednesday. You know, I've been just getting days mixed up for so long. Yes, today is supposed to be our dimensions. No, it's not. It's Wednesday today, isn't it? I totally forgot about it. Yes, today's our today's supposed for some reason, because we didn't stream yesterday, I just thought today was Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Sincere apologies, okay? If you've been stitching dimensions, kid, you're doing really well. No, I thought it was Tuesday because yesterday we didn't get to stream. So I thought surely that there was one more day before Wednesday. So I was so puzzled when Rachel says, what happened to Max? I was like, Max who? Oh my goodness, my brain is fried, aren't I? Yes, well, Chat and Rachel as well. It's because of the time traveling, okay? I had to travel from 1982 to 2026. And my brain is just, got disorientated and couldn't remember which day it was. No, yes, of course, today's Wednesday. Oh, this is it, because, yesterday we didn't get to stream, so it feels like when I come back, in the beginning of the week, it's always Tuesday. TLD. Oh man. Yes. Maybe tomorrow I will do Max. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna think it's Friday. Didn't even occur to me that today is supposed to be LaSalle Day. Okay, today is the GeckoRouge sale. For those of you that thought the challenge was 10 days, those Mandela effects, that for some reason you convinced certain things to be true, but actually not. For some reason, some of you convinced it was a 10-day challenge. No, it's always meant to be 7 days, guys. Sana says, don't be fooled by Yogi. Read the title of the first day of the challenge. I'm playing Let's Spoil Sport again. Yeah. No, well, it's probably optical illusion. I told you, 10 and 7, they look similar. Maybe I just misread it. Susan, my nose is perfectly fine. Okay. It's a normal size, Susan. See the difference between 10 days and 7 days and Tuesdays and Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, it's just a concept, isn't it? Today is just a day. Even a day is a concept. It's a man-made structure. Betty says Yogi's getting old. I know, and the brain is just fried, isn't it? But recently, I mentioned this before. There were days I literally didn't know which day was like weekdays. I do get the weekdays mixed up because I've been teaching so many classes. And the thing is, when you're not in a 9 to 5 sort of normal regular job, so to speak, sometimes when we're streaming and it's like Amy sells Saturday, in my mind Saturday and Sunday is like weekend, isn't it? It's like everybody's mind, actually, not just my mind, but for me it's a full working day. Saturday and Sunday, they're full working days, so it's very hard to sometimes to remember. For other people, Saturdays and Sundays are actually weekend. People finally, they've done 5 days of work and they are relaxing. Because for me, weekends are actually busier. And and recently I have been covering a lot of classes, so my schedule has changed a lot. So yes, in terms of tracking which day it is has become more challenging than usual. I know what happened. Because yesterday I thought I was doing this project till last minute. So in my mind, I was thinking, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. So it didn't even occur to me today was supposed to be a Saturday. That's my excuse. Monique says, just sitting here quietly, not noticing why Yogi has changed for today's stream. Monique probably didn't even notice the paper cam is not here. I know, I've time traveled, okay? That's why I'm jet lagged. I thought it was Tuesday. Laura says paper really messes with Yogi's mind. And time travel as well, Laura. It's not easy. And Max can wait. One, two, three. Busy Mom also says, wondering why you're having a squid in your title. But have you noticed, when you look at the thumbnail, have you noticed my artistic expression? The background is actually a freezer. So I'm basically freezing my paper pattern. I'm putting my paper pattern in the freezer along with calamari, okay? Things need to be frozen in there. Till next time, like never. I don't know. The thumbnail is my secret message to you. One, two, three. Um, I was very tempted to put a pineapple in there as well. But I said, well, you know, I'll keep the pineapple. Okay, I end this here. So today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Okay. Clearly. 120. 120. You know, when I started this area, I was so eager to get there, to take my stitches over there. So I basically built a path where I can find a location, and I'm hoping it's all good here because I travel quite far, and the reason I wanted to get there was there's a little mitt, woolly kind of mitt there. Let me show you. I totally forgot about it. See, this is where I am. And I wanted to stitch this. It's so sweet. And you see that? But it's quite far away. And yeah, I'll get there at some point. I'll get there at some point. But I enjoy stitching the blue and orange here. All right. And it's quite good, and I managed to fill in quite a lot of loose stitches here. It looks good, because sometimes when you have just a few stitches unfinished, it just looks unfinished. But once you fill up all the stitches, suddenly it looks like something. All right, so I am going to come over here and do these ones. 44. A paintbrush doll. I know that thing doesn't look very inviting. You know, if Amy Stewart created a chart called Library of Dolls, I'll probably have to move as well. It's so weird. For some reason, the dolls and weird sort of, creatures in this chart, I don't mind that much, because it's got so much more other things I want to stitch. So I don't mind, having some weird looking things, but there are quite a few. But yes, because on the surface, this probably wouldn't be the type of chart that I would go for, because you know me and dolls, we're not besties. Paintbrush doll. Rachel is not doing dimensions either, so it's not just me. Rachel's working on something, a new start. So in July, we are going to do a marathon, right? So that hopefully it's going to be a new start, because Christmas, July, it will be a marathon new start. But also, I'm hoping I will be starting 101 alphabet as well. So it would be quite nice to have that finally, because I've had the chart for so long. I had the chart since COVID time. We're talking maybe I want to say 2023. Yes, I think I probably got, whoops, what happened to my thread? I lost my thread. Got it. And I think I got the chart. I bought the chart during COVID, because I remember it took quite a while for those charts to arrive. So it's been a little while. It's just been sitting on my shelf there, waiting for me to stitch them. And I can see Joyce is making a tremendous progress with that piece. Oh dear, hang on. Why does it... That doesn't look right. There's one stitch missing. Okay, I've got this one. One, two, three. Now, Laura. Laura says, but Rachel probably knows what day it is. You don't know that. Maybe Rachel is confused as well. Rachel, confess. Oh, right. So Rachel, so no one mentioned in the very beginning because everybody was asking, where's the paper cam, right? That, wasn't it supposed to be 10 days? No one mentioned that today was supposed to be the sale day. Because in my mind, we were still on Tuesday. What? Marlin? Marlin says, I have a finish. Which one? Do not tease us, okay? We're fragile. Yogi's pretty fragile right now. Marlene's got to finish. Have you posted on Facebook group? If you have, we'll have a look. Huggable is done. Oh, I'd love to see what it looks like. Well, congratulations, Marlin. It's very exciting. Is it full coverage? And do not tell me it's a stamp size, okay? I love this red color. It's so vibrant. All right. Oh, so it's a Randall Spangler. So it's probably full coverage, right? That's tremendous. I'd love to see your pictures. Sun is safe. It's not a stem. It's not a stem size. Full coverage on 25 counts. Are you working on that one as well? So the finish is. So it's Marlene's finish. So hang on. So have you finished that one as well? So it's Marlene's finish, isn't it? Huggable. It's on Facebook group. Oh, it is? Hang on. Let's have a little look. We can do, you know, we celebrate completion. I don't know what it feels like, but so I like to experience it through other stitches. Oh, I can see it. That's super cute. Hang on. Let me show it. Guys, are you ready? The new finish by Marlene. Dun, dun, dun. That is so cute. It's called Huggable, is it? Oh, look at that belly. But there's an empty spoon. What happened to the food? Yes. And I love the background. It says cookies. I think it's all in the dragon's belly. All the cookies. Well done. Round of applause. Yay. Congratulations. It's a quick stitch, right? It looks like a quick stitch size. Very nice. Lovely done. Beautifully done. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. It's very cute, isn't it? Look at that belly. So it's on our Facebook group. If you have not joined us already, come join us. You can see beautiful pieces like this. And some of them are actually finished. Oh, shocking. Absolutely shocking. Those dragons are kind of quite popular, aren't they? Marlin says, I think he ate it all. I think, yes. You know, just look at the belly. You can tell. Marlene says, yes, it's a quick stitch, but the dragon itself is confetti, I bet. I mean, you know, the quick stitch is just the dimension, but, you know, it doesn't guarantee it's low confetti. In fact, it can be just as confetti. So really well done. And how long did it take you to finish? And also, pretty much every single Randall Spangler's piece seemed to have a dragon. Do you know what the origin is? I wonder, maybe it's just like a trademark thing, so it's recognizable. It's like the vibrant fusion, you know, the artist, or majority of her artwork, I think all the ones I've seen, they were revolving around heart shape. Maybe that's the way they make it kind of known to the audience. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking on undoing knots just now. I've got a big knot here. Marlene says, I started this one on 25th of July 2022. I've stitched 93 days on it. Well, okay, so 2022, but obviously you didn't, you didn't do it every day. So 93 days doesn't sound like a lot for, even for quick stitch. 93 days is like 3 months. That's tremendous. Oh dear, I've got a little, everything's tangled over here. Not only I get my days mixed up, even my floss is playing up. Where am I? I literally don't know where I am. Oh, here. Mm-hmm. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. I think this thread is asking me to end it. Oh, Laura says someone on different streams said they have 23 cats. Was that you, Sanet? Wow, so you've got more cats than Laura? 23. Wow. I'm kind of envious. I have one currently, even though, Dolly's a little bit of a handful. And Dolly says, well, what do you mean just one? I'm the center of your universe. Of course you are, darling. Wow, 23. Do they live indoor or outdoor? Amazing. We have 2 stitchers. They've got more than 15 cats. Laura currently, I think, 18? No? And there might be one more, the orange cat. And Santa's got 23. Marlene doesn't have 41 cats, but she's got 41 webs. 41 webs. Okay, so that's why you cycle through. Do you cycle through all of them, like, equally? I know, Laura, someone has broken your record. I didn't think it was possible, Laura. Yes, Laura, you've got some, room to grow. Now you have a competitor. I didn't think it was possible. Laura posted some photos of all the cats just lying on the bed. Oh, I was so envious. I want some of that. I really miss it. Because Dolly and Molly, Molly was Dolly's sister, and she passed away last year, unfortunately. But neither of them. I think it's probably just the way they are. They're from the same litter, and they're not lap cats. They're very affectionate, very sweet, but they don't snuggle up with me in bed and stuff like that. So when I see, cats just lounging around in bed, I'm really envious. Hi, Lona. Welcome back. Sana says indoor and outdoor, but in an enclosed garden. Okay, it's so nice they can go to the garden. Yes, I hope it's a big garden. Whereas in London, most people have small gardens. But if you let the cat out, most of the times they can just go around everybody's garden and it's quite safe. So it's like, you know, me having a huge garden. I don't. Laura says, I have 3 outside cats, but I don't count them. I have lost count, Laura. Do you count them every day and make sure everybody's there? Do you even know if one is missing? If I had 20, you know, if I have like 20 cats, I don't think I remember all the names. I'll probably just go, who are you? Right, let me pick one more. Oh, 12:30. Let me pick one more color. Let me pick one more color. I want to do one more. Let me do this bit then. 145. I've been stitching a lot of 145 today. How do you remember? Yes, I don't even remember 20 human names, barely, let alone cat's name. You know, even with recently, I have Oreo, I have Chocolate, and Lily and Dolly. I'm struggling to remember them all. I need help. What? Santa says currently 26 cats. Because now I also have the mother cat with kittens. She had a rough start with location, so I had to help out for a bit. But this one is coming back to my cousin. 2 cats as well. So you're fostering. So like being a cat sitting for other cats as well. So Santa, remind me, you're in Belgium, are you? Or if I remember correctly. Yes, wonderful. Santa says, I know all the names. I don't believe you. 26 names. Laura says a lot of them look the same, so I always ask someone else who it is. That's hilarious. Yes, it's a little bit. Laura, how do you do it when you have 26, like Sana, if you can't remember their names now? It's like, I don't recognize you. Who are you? Oh my goodness. And, you know, so 26, I'm trying to think. I kind of a process in my head. Yeah, but I have squirrel friends, right? So they come through the windows every day. And but the thing is, majority of them, I can't even tell them apart. Even my my best friend, squirrel boss, and he looks. You know, all of them are grey squirrels. So, you know, in terms of looks, there's no color variations. But some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little bit smaller, and one of them's got really big nose. So I can recognize them. But the rest of them, I literally cannot tell them apart. I have to test them. I have to go, well, can you do this? You know, if they're really shy, then I know it's not my boss squirrel. And so, yeah, it's a hard work because I can't tell them apart, not immediately. I can't imagine having 19 squirrels. Sana says, my oldest cat is 15, currently recovering from severe inflammation. Oh, poor baby. And the youngest one's 4 weeks. Oh, my goodness. The age gap. The age gap is really, really steep. Yes, so Sana's in Belgium. But there's another stitcher, one of the regulars in the chat. There's Ellen, right? Her handle is Sis Stitch. She's got, I don't know how many cats she's got. She's got at least one or maybe two, right? See you later, Susan. 99. See you tomorrow, and sweet dreams. But she says Belgium is not friendly to cats. But I can't imagine that if you have 26 cats. You know, that's very friendly to cats. Wow. Marlene, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Sana? Marlene says she knows all names and what belongs to what cats. Whose cats are we talking about? Oh, when I look at kittens, I just go, just give them to me, give them to me. I need them right now. Marlene says, I have one cat at the moment. My other cat passed away last month. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marlene. We have a buddy for our cat after summer. Yes, oh dear. Yes, I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, you know, Dolly used to have a sister as well, but... Oh, you know each other. My God, Marlene is from Belgium as well. And Marlene and Sana, they're friends. They know each other. They live 30 minutes apart. Right. Oh, dear. So, yes. So Sana knows all the cats' name. 26 of them. I don't know how you do that. You know, they're only 7 days in a week. I get them mixed up. Okay, Sana, this is my situation. Right, so you're besties. We have two besties in the chat. That's so lovely. Marlene and Sana, they're best friends. Oh, that is so nice. And they both watch Yogi. Right, Marlene is from Netherlands. Okay, but how are you 30 minutes apart? Do you like live near the border or something? Marlene says, no, I live in Netherlands. It's about 3 hours drive to Sanad. So who says 30 minutes? What are we talking about? We get our wires crossed here. Sana says you live 30 minutes away. Oh, Ellen. Oh, right. Okay. This is getting very confusing. Okay. So Sana, so Marlene and Sanad, do you know each other? Have I just got that mixed up? So you're friends. So Sana and Ellen, they live 30 minutes apart and you know each other as well. And Marlene as well. Marlene is from Netherlands. No, yes, Netherlands, isn't it? And but you also know each other. This is not easy, particularly 12:30 midnight in London. Yes, have I got that correctly? So Ellen, okay, we're talking about Ellen as well. Wow, so we have 3 friends. 3 friends. You come to the streams. That's so nice. All right, this is going to be my last one because I can see my brain has just start to fry right here. So I am going to end it here with this stitch. Where am I? I don't even know where I am. Here, I think. I've done this one. It is a little bit tricky to read my location when the background is slightly fadey because I can't see the colors properly. So I may need to rethink about my setting here. All right, 145 here. Oh, I did it. So here we are. Let me just undo this and zoom out a little bit, okay? Let's have a look. It looks like, doesn't look like anything at the moment, but this is just the way it is with cross country, okay? I travel a little bit longer. Today, actually, in terms of distance for traveling, I've been quite conservative. And you can tell because everything is kind of filled in a lot more. If I go longer cross country, the pattern generally looks like more like this. But today I've been really good. I've been keeping it pretty short. And Sana says, so Marlene and I are friends. We know Ellen and she lives close to me, but we're not friends with Ellen. Exactly. Oh, but why would you know Ellen? Okay. Well, we're all friends. We're all friends here, aren't we? Doesn't matter. So wonderful. And it's a small world, isn't it? It's a small world. So here we go. This is what I've done today, everyone. And yes, today is supposed to be a Dimensions Day, okay? But every day can be Dimensions Day, just like every day can be Amy Stewart Day. But today for me is the Craft Cupboard Day by Collin Thompson, and it's charted by GeckoRouge. Let me show you the markup. Here we go. It's beautiful. Do not ask me where I am on the chart. You have to figure it out yourself. Okay, somewhere at the bottom there, okay? There's some weird figurines, dolls going on there. But yes, I really enjoy it. And with the stitching today, and I have not stitched this piece. And those are coming back to Saga as well, which is kind of slightly weird for a little bit, but we got reacquainted very quickly. So here we are, guys. Here's the highlight of the stream, okay? You want to know how many stitches I've done? I want to know as well. So here we go, guys. Are you ready? Let me bring on the mighty, powerful Saga here, all right? This is where I am, all right, at the bottom, tiny bit at the bottom there. So I'm going to count down to 3, 2, and 1. Are you ready? I am. Here we go. Oh, that's a look at that. Look at the screen, guys. The grand total of the stitches Yogi has done today in this beautiful Dimension Star Wednesday, okay? 290 stitches. Yay! Well done. I missed this. I couldn't do this for you know, a little bit back in 2008, you know, 1982. But today, 2026, we know the stitch count. Yay! It's not too bad, isn't it, Laura? It's better than 60. Exactly. You know, the bar is pretty low here on this stream, okay? 220, 90 is pretty decent. More than decent, in fact. And also, the percentage at the moment is 1.24, but that's minus about 2,000 stitches. We're talking about 1% here, 1% here, okay? And so very, very happy with the progress today. Yes, more than 60, yay! So I hope you enjoy your stitching, particularly if you're doing dimension style. And maybe today I will do dimensions as well, or maybe not. Who knows? Tomorrow is Thursday. I can do whatever I want, and so do you. So here we go. So tomorrow, hopefully, and I will remember it's going to be Thursday, and I will see you here for another round of stitching. And so until then, look after yourself, and maybe have more cats in the meantime. All right. And I will see you tomorrow. 99, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day or night. Bye bye. Night night. No emoji. Oh dear.